Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be discussing the truth about braids. Braids come from a long line of history of African American culture. We have been braiding our hair for many years. Some things that I want to discuss today are about braiding your hair too tight, the benefits to braiding your hair, and some of the downsides to it. Some of the many benefits of braiding our hair is that they create protective styles. That means that it takes you away from combing and brushing your hair every day, which kind of breaks your hair at times too when the hair is weak. It takes away from, the morning rituals of styling your hair with a curling iron, a flat iron, getting ready for work. So those braids are going to protect your styles for a while. It's going to protect your hair while giving your hair a break from all the days that we stressfully pull, comb, brush our hair. So there's a lot of good things about giving our hair a break. Like I've said, it gives you a break from the daily routines of brushing and combing your hair. Also, what it does is it allows your hair to just kind of rest. Some of the downsides to braiding your hair, if you have it braided too tight, a lot of things that I've noticed about people who are braiding their hair too tight, they create traction alopecia. What that means is the stress of the braid being so tight, it pops the hair out of the follicle and the hair becomes bald right around the edges. A lot of times that happens because not only are your stylists braiding your hair too tight, but in addition, you're pulling them up into ponytails too soon. And when you're pulling them up into ponytails, it's putting additional stress along the hairline. So it's popping the hair right out of the follicle. So it's kind of defeating the purpose of your protective styles. Some things that you want to look for, and it'll provide like a warning. If you see around your hairline little white dots at the end of the braids right by your scalp, that's an indication that the hair is popped out of the follicle. The hair bulb is sticking right there. It's still braided into your hair, but you see all these little tiny flecks. Those are your hair bulbs that are popping right out of your follicle. Those are some warning signs that your braids are too tight and there's too much tension on the hairline. So what I recommend when you're going into your stylist, or even if you're braiding your hair yourself, just make sure that you're not braiding it too tight. Just because your hair is braided tight doesn't mean it's going to last any longer. So even though it is like really tight and neat at first, it's not going to make your hair last any longer, because as your hair grows, the braid is going to move away from the scalp. Now I want to talk about what types of hair to choose. We have all different types of textures, all different types of curl patterns, all types of different thickness or thinness or silkiness. One of the things you want to notice is to what type of hair you want to pick. You want to decide whether you want to go with human hair, whether you want to go with synthetic hair, a yaki, which is a human and synthetic blend. There's things like canalca line, toyoika line, all type of hair that you have to choose from. Now, if you are looking to have something like a cornrow or just a basic single braid, a lot of times I would recommend synthetic hair if you want it to last longer. Some of the different hairs like toyoka line, canalca line, some of those are a little bit silkier than your regular synthetic hair. So if your hair is kind of silkier, those are the types of brands you want to pick. So you want to pick those brands according to what's closest to your natural hair that's on your head. A lot of time, if you're relaxed, you can do any type of hair that you choose. But keep in mind, I always recommend that you wash or shampoo the hair before you braid it into your hair. I do it every time. I always shampoo any packs of hair that I buy before I shampoo my scalp. I always do the hair that I buy first. And what that does is any type of chemicals or things that are on the hair, it'll keep it from irritating the skin, because a lot of times the hair will lay on the skin. And sometimes you'll notice that you'll start itching and things wherever your hair is laying. That's going to help you from itching so much. And it's also going to help your scalp from itching too, because you've shampooed the hair before you put it on the head. Now, a lot of people say that, right when they buy the hair and they take it out of the pack, it's so silky and it's so pretty and this and that. Those are a lot of the chemicals that they put on top of it to put the hair in that condition. And oftentimes when you do shampoo it, it does take a bit of the silkiness away. But if you follow up with a really light leave-in conditioner or a really light conditioner, you should get that silkiness right back. Just make sure you don't choose a conditioner that's super thick and heavily weighing the hair down. One of the conditioners I like is Kenra. It has a light weigh-in leave-in conditioner that I like. So keep in mind when you are going to braid your hair in a salon, make sure you're going to a stylist that is not braiding tight. Make sure that you're always braiding your hair just enough to make it tight enough, but not too tight. You'll see, I say, like Chinese eyes. So if you look Chinese when you walk out of the salon, then it's probably too tight. Also, make sure that you are picking the correct type of hair that you want to braid. Make sure that your stylist is not putting too much tension. Make sure you are not pulling it back in a ponytail too soon, which is causing additional tension too. Braids is something in our culture that has been around for years and will be around for years to come. So as long as you're braiding with those things in mind, you will be successful. Thanks again for joining me at my channel. If you have any additional questions, email me at pleasantinvestments123@gmail.com. See you next time.